people always ask me, first thing they ask me,
left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back
Everyone that's in the building, WCS back on the boulevard once again. Man, the first in the building is one and only Shot News on deck. What it do, man?
What it do? Salute to WCS. Salute to Larry Wade.
Hey, I'm just gonna let the people know when it comes to these type of interviews, man. You know he has champion fighters beneath his charge, so I just talked to him, and he pretty much said that the meeting ran over a little bit, so he's gonna try to get back with me in 10 to 15 minutes. I already sent him a link and everything.
Yeah, no, Larry Wade is an elite. He was an elite athlete, and athlete.
I need to give a big shout out to Fistiana Fights, man. Good to have you over here. First time in the building. Good to see you. Hope it's not the last time you're over here. You know what I'm saying? I seen you over there. I believe the Mac Mob. You was over there with the Mac Mob. And it was the boxing her they called you out, and then he just froze up, man. That was hilarious. You know, he was calling you out. He had something to say, but it just left his mind when it all went down. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you click the camera on. Andrew Charles on deck. What's good with it? Andrew say World Combat Sports. Salute to you, Andrew. Stickum boys on deck again. You already know they're hyphy on deck. You know what I'm saying? Fishiana say glad to be here. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? I think you might be the first female to come over here and comment. Truth be told, shoot, I need to give a wrench, Fishiana. What good with the Showtime? Talk to me while we sit up here and wait for Coach.
Yeah, I'm gonna piggyback on questions, because I got my interview tonight too, so I might take some of your questions
Hey, no doubt. Hey, we all know who Larry Wade is, man. You know his history. I'm not gonna give a lot because I want to wait till he get on. But this man was a track star, you know, and he ran the same event I did when I was running. He was a hurdler, but he was able to be one of the fastest. You know what I'm saying? One of the fastest up to the point where, you know, he has one of the 7 fastest times at that particular college. And also he was inducted into the Hall of Fame over there. But peeking into his mindset, though, he just didn't want to settle to be a track coach and everything. He wanted to excel and expound on other areas where he can help people out. And that's where he at right now with the strength and conditioning. So we're going to get into like the story behind on how he even found out about boxing. Who's the first boxer that he ran into? You know what I'm saying? It's an amazing story, man, to where he began and to what his travels are now. So, you know, salute to the coach, man. Interviewed him several times. Me and Showtime has seen him in person. Man, one of the best dudes you'll ever meet in the sport of boxing.
Yeah. Real humble. I want to ask him about my God, man. The Mighty Mouse out there. You know. Right, very similar, man.
You know, Robasi's about to. You know he about to fight Dog Bay. You know that's gonna be a war. Sheldon on deck, how you feeling, bro?
I want to ask about Caleb Plant coming off possibly the knockout of the year. So I definitely want to ask him about that, you know. Caleb Plant was doing the C-ring. With that last fight at the Barclays Center, he had concrete hand.
Yes, sir. The dude has cement. We don't want to compare the cement to his gloves because then they might try to insinuate that his gloves happen to be loaded. But they were loaded that night. They just came in the package of a hook to the body and a hook up top. You know what I'm saying? And down goes the rail. Shout out, Pop. Oh, yeah, no doubt. Town Biz on deck, man. What it do, man? Shout out to the soldier, man. Town Biz Sports and Entertainment. Shout out to Pop on deck. Hey, Pop said you have an echo there, Shaw.
So, kick me out, bring me back in. See how it's done.
Everyone in the building, man. Hey, hit the like button. I'm waiting on Coach Wade, professional champion strength and conditioning coach. Man, he's worked for some of the top names like Sean Porter, Caleb Plant, Robisa Ramirez, you know, Rolly Romero. Man, he got a plethora of names that he worked for. I mean, he worked with in the sport of boxing. His story is amazing. He's currently residing in Vegas, doing big things. And he's beyond average, man. He's probably the top strength and conditioning coach. He's worked with Badu Jack also. He's one of the top strength and conditioning coaches in boxing. You know what I'm saying? Town said, reset your mic. Reset your mic. It has a bad echo.
How about now?
Let me see. Hold on for a second. Speak on it.
How about now?
Sound good. I think it's just me. When I speak, I'm echoing over on your side.
Yeah, I don't hear no echo.
Okay, what about now? Okay, now might be great.
Yeah, everything's good.
Okay.
Everybody smash the like button, man.
Hey, I just thought I'd do an interview since they see I don't show my face. You know, I just thought I'd come on and see the sunlight, man. You know what I'm saying? They think it's dark behind the logo, man. I had to come on here, you know what I'm saying, and do an interview. Just to remind them I can. I had a conference call with the opposite side of the street, some of the big wigs about some of the BS that was going on, but we'll discuss that behind the scene. For sure, that town. For sure. Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. What's good with OG? How you feeling? Hey, I recommend everybody hydrate in a bottle size that's big enough so you won't run out of water really fast while you're doing a live. You know what I'm saying? I don't recommend Fiji for everybody, but you know, if you can just drink some water and stay hydrated during your lives, you'll be okay. You know what I'm saying? Do you have the echo cancellation? Click on StreamYard. Let me see. What about that, Bruce? So let's get to some topics while we wait on Larry Wade, man.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
You watched the media workout yesterday, right? Why is everybody still in denial that Boots Ennis said he wanted Spence, man? Why? What's going on with this denial, man? The man specifically said it. I believe the guy Ray, what is it? Ray such and such. His last name slips my mind right now. But he specifically said he wanted Spence, man.
I just look at it like this, Showtime. The care package that Spence sent these people during Christmas, it must have been incredible. I ain't gonna lie. That care package was incredible. Because
Yeah.
these dudes refuse to speak on Spence, bro.
Yeah. It's like, dude, he called Spence out, man. He said he wanted Spence.
What's that humming noise?
That's the yeah. I'm at the job site. If you can see.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Okay, that's the chainsaw. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's the chainsaw.
They taking the trees down. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. But I don't really know. I can't say when it comes down to why people are refusing to mention Spence as who Boots Ennis is calling out, and they want to deflect that over to Terrence Crawford. But at the end of the day, I know I communicate with individuals that's sanely intelligent enough to figure this out. You feel me? If you really cover boxing on a regularity and your schedule is consistent with coming on here to YTC, listening to different people, then guess what? You're going to figure it out that the man said, his pop said that they was going to submit for the IBF mandatory. They said that. Okay, so if they really wanted to fight Crawford, and being that Crawford doesn't have a fight coming up after Avanesian, right? Except his mandatory, which they love to mention, well, they should have just put in for freaking Crawford for the WBO. That's all you could have did. You could have wrapped that present up real nice with a shiny bow, and you would have got your wish. That's all you had to do. This is not brain scientists that's going to work trying to figure out something different. This is basic shit. Jerron Ennis been calling out Errol Spence. They want to go the Errol Spence route for the IBF. I don't know why y'all deferring to take a detour when it comes to these topics, but let's stay on topic. Let's just stay in our lane and think about who they put in for a mandatory, who they wanted to put in to order the mandatory. They put in for Spence's IBF. I don't know what to tell y'all. Don Vaughn on deck.
I think too, after they seen how like a action figure Boots was looking, man, they really don't want to, when he called out Spence, it really struck a nerve, because once upon a time, that used to be Spence's physique, and then he would blow up, the day of the fight, man. Because that's what we're gonna see with Boots right now. He looks like an action figure. But come Saturday night, man, he gonna look something like a Marvin Hagler, a throwback, just a vintage warrior, hungry, ready to hunt and kill his prey, man.
I like it, man. Shout out to Team Menace, man. I know some people feel some type of way about me talking about his resume, but guess what? It's just my opinion, man. And they say opinions is not based off facts, but in this particular, it is. His resume is based off facts. He still has to fight somebody. He still has to take a step up opponent. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Sergey Lipinets is not going to cut it in the welterweight division. We already know that. So once again, we stay close to the sport. We understand it. If you really examining his resume, how can you say that his resume on point, but yet you constantly criticize Crawford? You constantly criticize Crawford. You know what I'm saying? And you leave Errol Spence far away from everything, because all the top names on Crawford's resume, y'all gonna say it's leftovers from Errol Spence. I get it, man. We done heard that shit over and over again, man. It's just too much.
Yeah, it's a broken record. It's a broken record by now. It's a broken record. What Town Biz say? That's all they do is match make for Terrence Crawford. It is impossible to have a simple, basic dialogue with these kind of people. That's a fact, Town. That's a fact. But then when the actual fighter calls out Spence, it's like they be deaf, dumb, and blind. They don't hear it. They didn't see it. What he say? Who? It turned to owls. Who? Like, come on, y'all heard what that man said yesterday.
Hey man, leave that sense of humor for another time, man. You're gonna piss some people off, dog.
They already are, man.
You know how sensitive they get. You're gonna piss some people off, man. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna see you don't take content creating seriously, bro. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna call you a shit starter there, Showtime. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just reporting the news, man. You know that so many others act like they didn't see yesterday, and I believe the actual number, it was 6,100 people in there when Boots made his statement.
It was like that.
Yeah,
it was like that.
There was 6,100 in there, man. So I believe a lot of them had to be actual content creators that sit on YouTube and create boxing content. But I have yet to see a video of that in regards to Boots saying he wanted Spence next.
Hey, shout out to Travis on deck. Said, come back. What it do, man? You know, what's good? Town said, that's all they try to do is matchmake for Terrence Crawford. It's impossible to have a simple and basic dialogue with these kind of people. Absolutely agree. Not with everybody, but it is difficulty in trying to communicate with supposedly like-minded individuals when it comes to this sport. But the dialogue can be stressful. I'm not going to lie. Stressful to them on the distant end. The Spencerholics, man, you try to communicate with them and, you know, they just on a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? They get mad. They want to drop the address. They say drop the location. They want to send a whole fleet team of special forces into your damn city. The freaking cancel you out. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole lot that's going on. Hyphy put up here, and we're waiting on Coach Wade, man. I just text him. I'm not, you know, I'm not impatient with this because this will happen on his level and you know, fighters he have to deal with, meetings and all that. Hyphy said, I'm beyond tired of hearing about these two fighters altogether. I thought boxing went beyond two fighters. It does. But when you have 20 damn channels out here making videos every single day about the same fighter and it's negative across the board. You know what I'm saying? That's what they want to do. They want to saturate the minds of the viewers. They know somebody's going to watch their video. And then they're going to know that the individuals that's tuned in to their channel, those individuals are going to sit up here and talk to somebody else about the same rhetoric that they just heard on that channel. That's what Agitprop does. It allows people to communicate word of mouth and pass the word, whether it be positive or negative, man. Truth or lies. That's the way the world works, bro. Fistiana said, Hyphy, it does get frustrating. It's all the way frustrating, Fistiana. All the way frustrating. Real talk. What do you think about that, Showtime? When it comes to hearing the same thing, you know, these so-called content creators, they start becoming bud bashers. You feel me?
No. You know, me personally, I zone them out, and then every once in a while, you know me, I like to have a little fun, so I poke the bear. You know, I might put some content out just to contradict, go against the grain. You know, so like I said, a lot of these guys, right? That's why I've been going so hard with the Boots and this one Spence, because a lot of these guys love to want him to fight Bud, but he hasn't came out. He said Bud's name yesterday, but like I said, we was just in town with them. And I told y'all this before he actually said it and confirmed it. They were going the IBF route, so I couldn't understand why so many channels was so fixated on Bud. Yo, fight Boots. Fight Boots, Bud. Bud, fight Boots. You don't gotta fight. Fight Boots. Fight Boots. He's going after the IBF, man. He wants to fish. They want a fish fry. They like fish fries in Philly, man. You know, they like fish, man.
I remember when Terrence stepped out the ring from one of his highlight moments and stopping Sean Porter. No other fighter has been able to stop Sean Porter. He wasn't the first fighter to drop him, but he did stop him. And then I say about 2 months after that, in January, at the top of 2022, along the time Timothy Smith, you know, a little before Timothy Smith came up and started talking about they didn't want to insult Bud and all that. They was talking about he need to get in there with Boots right there. He don't have nobody to fight. Get in there with Boots. Get in there with Boots.
Oh, man.
I'm like, God, the man out of the ring. He just got out fight camp, bro. Like, damn.
Man, you can't make this stuff up, man. You can't.
Hey, what's
you can't.
another fight? What's another fight you want to see on the card? You know, Boots, Karen, that's the co-main, right? So definitely looking forward to see him. So what's another fight? Because they got a pretty decent card, bro.
Yeah, I want to see what Demetrius Andrade looks like over there on that side of the street.
So what do you
I want to see what he looks like.
Has to do, bro. At this point in time, you know, he's been one of the so-called pariahs of boxing. They try to treat him like a pariah, though. They pretty much ostracize this dude off making bad decisions or digressing from business when it comes to boxing. What does he need to show in this fight, man, for people to get back and you know, to gravitate back to him and get in his good side, man?
I think, honestly, me personally, he needs a stoppage because, quote unquote, that side of the street, being especially, you know, he's a former. He fought on Star Boxing. Now he's coming from Matchroom. So the narrative, especially on YTC, is all the best elite fighters fight over there underneath the Premier Boxing Champion banner. So if he goes over there, and he's been screaming for the Charlos, just like how he did yesterday at the media workout. So I feel like he needs to go over there against a sturdy opponent. Damon, I hope I said his name right, Nichols. First guy to take Edgar Berlanga the distance.
Yep.
You know, so we know he has the, you know, the chin, because he got dropped and got up, I believe, like four times. So if Demetrius Andrade can stop him, right, in his PBC Premier Boxing Champions debut, it definitely does send some shockwaves to those guys over there that always said he was boring, nobody knew him, but yet he's a former Olympian. You know, he's a top tier guy, so he needs to go over there and fight like a top tier guy and make a statement.
True words, man. He definitely needs something spectacular. I mean, that's not just saying this shit's cliche, y'all. The man needs something very exhilarating to you know, you're talking about Damon Nicholson, who was dropped several times when he fought Edgar Berlanga, and the man still made it to the final bell. Edgar, and make it so bad, he made it to the final bell with Edgar Berlanga without being, you know, bit on the damn left clavicle, you know, and shit, and damn near losing his boxing career, you know, because we all know that Edgar Berlanga, you know, since that fight, it kind of changed him up. He tried to revert the cannibalism and bite his fighters and shit, his opponents in the damn shoulder area. So the Damon Nichols is gonna be a tough go for Demetrius Andrade. I'm looking for him to come over here and show us something we ain't seen in a while, bro. That's all. Me
too. I want him to make a splash, man, because, you know, he's finally over there where he can have a you know, all the guys that he's been chasing, that he's been calling out, is pretty much over there. So it's for his to take, man. It's for his to take.
What about Jaleel Hackett, man?
Oh, Jaleel Hackett, that's my guy too. Shout out to Jaleel. You know, we worked with him back in the day in Connecticut. I think he's gonna make a statement, because he'll probably get a stoppage, man. He's a pressure fighter, man. If you don't have a strong willpower, Jaleel Hackett will break you, man. Pressure fight, he keeps coming. Very tenacious. Very, very tenacious.
Hey, he's fighting what division right now? 135, right?
Nah, 147, welterweight.
So what did he start off with, though, when he first came on?
147. He was at 147.
Why did
Yeah.
I think he was at a lower weight class, man? I might be getting him confused with somebody else.
He
But
was
he's
at
at
147.
147. Okay.
Yeah. I wish they would have had his boy on there. Shout out to Trayvon Marshall, the sniper. He's another DC kid. I wish they would have had him on there, man. You know, he's a good little prospect too. He fights at 154.
Is he out of the Bmore or DC area?
Yeah, he's out of the DC area. Yeah, he goes by the sniper, the DC sniper, Trayvon Marshall.
He's going by what? The DC sniper.
Yeah, the sniper.
Oh, for real? That's cool. I remember that. Okay.
Yeah.
That's original. That's original. Okay. I'm looking at the fight card, man.
Oh yeah. Now that's a good. Vito Menelecki's on there, and I believe the Vito fight is free.
13 fights on this joint.
Wow, it's loaded.
So they got Lamont and Anthony Peterson on this joint, man.
Mm-hmm.
They got Killer B herself, Kenny Ellis' daughter, out of Bmore.
She's fighting for a belt too. Isn't she fighting for a belt?
Let me see. Let me see when she took a loss. Oh, last year, Barclays. Okay, so she's all right. So she's 5-1. She got her 6 fights, but you know I covered her when she made her debut. You know what I'm saying? When the Killer Bee made her debut. Shout out to Mia, man. Shout out to you, man.
Yeah. She's fighting for a belt though, right?
Over there. I'm not sure. What belt would that be? Let me check it right quick.
Yeah, I think she's fighting for some type of a belt. Maybe an NABF or.
No, I don't see anything about a belt on here, bro.
No belt?
I don't see anything about a belt. Shout out to Boxing Conversation with Reggie Owens. Salute to you, brother.
Shout out to Reggie. Reggie was throwing some Reggie was throwing some throwbacks up on IG of his Mac days when he was out there macking the ladies, man. Shout out to Reggie, man.
I ain't see that. I gotta check that out, man.
Yeah.
Did he have on the mink? Was he sporting the mink? Did he have the fro? You know, air it out.
It was young Reggie, pre Army days. You know, he was looking, you know, he was looking slim, trim, and you know, it was young Reggie, man. Reggie, the player from the Himalayas, man.
Hey, Balash on that. What's good? What did you do? WCS in the chat is my guy for sure. Pop said Boo Boo need to steal the show. I don't know if he didn't steal the show. He just need to do something spectacular for his show. He need to show out. He need to show out. He need to look very exciting and get the attention. So if we trying to push him against Charlo, people can look at this fight with DeMar Nicholson and say, you know, we want to see this dude now. I like what I'm seeing with Andrade. Okay, let's see it. Karan Davis is back in the building, man. Damn. Okay. Karan Davis going in there against Christian Rios.
Yeah, he's tough. Karan Davis is the dude that took the pounder from David Benavidez, right? On short notice too. Yeah, he's tough, man. He took that fight on short notice. He took that fight on short notice and was yeah. He's a tough fighter, man. I like him. A lot of heart.
I also see Rashidi Ellis, which a lot of people don't talk about, but where you see his shakeup in the division, Rashidi Ellis, you know what I'm saying? We know he out there, but he don't get put in the conversation with some of these big names, man, in the weight class. He's at welterweight.
Yo, Saturday night, he has the perfect opportunity. I believe he is the second bout on the main card. So lights, camera, action, man. You know, and he's fighting the IBF eliminator. So it's time for him to show
He's
out too,
24
man.
0 too, man.
Yeah.
He's undefeated 24 0. Hey, it's that time, man. It's time to rock and roll.
It's time for him to show out, man. You know?
So you have a lot of good names on here with fighters who are in a position to kind of change levels, in my opinion. You know, especially Demetrius Andrade, Rashidi Ellis, Jaron Ennis. We have to throw him in there. You have a Keyshawn on the card, but it's not Keyshawn Davis. But this Keyshawn Williams is 10-1-1. He's going in there against Gustavo Vettori. And of course, you have DC on, you know, Lamont and Anthony Peterson. Now, Lamont, the last time I talked to you when you was down here in the A with your brother Anthony, you told me it's damn near impossible for you to get back in the ring.
Yeah, he was coaching, right? Yeah, he was coaching.
Yeah, I got on interview. He said, it's damn near impossible to get me back. I'm done. And he's coming back to the ring, man. I hope it's a solid fight for you. You're going in there with the guy who is 16-16. So we're just going to assume that that's a pretty decent opponent for Lamont Peterson's experience. What you got to say about that, man?
He's 16-16?
Yes, sir.
I think, you know what, man? He's a DC guy. And I'm going to try to say this as politically correct as I can. I think that was just Tank throwing him a bone. You know, letting the hometown people that watched his career, watch him become a world champion, you know, get a final hurrah, you know, farewell for him, you know, let him go out in front of his people. You know, they watched him grow up, Headbangers Gym, Barry Hunter, and all that, you know, give him a nice parting off, man.
So when you say that, Shot News, I want to be politically correct when I respond to what you just said. He was
Hold on, you came in broken up. What did you say?
Peterson fought in March 2019, bro.
Oh, no, you're coming in muffled.
I want to be politically. All right, hold on for a second. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Is it better?
Yeah, it's better.
Okay. So what I was saying is, I want to be correct and how I phrase it, right? Because you said it would be a good send-off.
Yes.
Anthony Peterson having fought since March 2019.
Yeah.
I thought he was already in the with his wings. And you know what I'm saying? He's coming back damn near 2+ years out the square. I just hope it's not one of those situations. You feel me? Like he's been out since March 2019, man.
Who Lamont or Anthony?
Lamont.
Well, you know, Lamont is a fighter, I'm saying. So even though he probably wasn't active, he probably was getting in there in the gym, you know, getting some rounds in sparring, staying sharp, you know. Because like I said, when you see him, he still looks like a fighter. It's not like, you know, some of these fighters when they hang it up, man, and you see them, they got a gut now. You know, he's like, yeah, they look like I'm gonna use my guy for example. They look like Joe the boxer, man. Shout out to Joe Dini. Like if Joe Dini was to show you how he used to look to how he looks now, like Joe Dini used to be a short, chiseled guy, man. Now it's like he looks like Joe that works the mitts with Jihad and Marley. You know, you can tell
from how he moves with the mitts that he was a fighter. But when you look at his physique, you're like, nah, dude, he wasn't in there with no Arturo Gatti, man. Get out of here, man. You wasn't in there with those guys, man. But if he shows you some of his old pictures and you see how he looked, you're like, okay, yeah, he was a fighter. You know, but that's why I said Lamont still looks like that, man. So maybe he's still in the gym, you know, getting rounds in with the younger guys, and this is a proper send-off for him in front of his hometown.
That's what's up, man. Jay Ocho on deck, man. What it do there, Jay? Salute to your brother. He say one Lamont fighting. He's fighting this weekend. He's on the undercard of Tank versus Garcia, bro. Like, this card is stupid, man.
Yeah,
He has so many names on here, man. Jaleel Hackett, Mia
Yes.
Ellis, Anthony Lamont, Pete, Keyshawn Williams, Trayvon Marshall, Brandon Lee, Kyron Davis, Vito Melnicki, Demetrius Andre, Rashidi Ellis, Jerron Ennis, and Javante Davis. Those are the A sides of the fight card.
Yeah, what did you think about how they announced Javante? How they said they made him sound like the big fish, to be honest. How they said he sold out the gate at the Barclays Center. He holds the gate at the Barclays Center. He sold out State Farms Arena in Atlanta. What did you think about that? How they was like they was making Javante sound like he's the big stepper over there, man.
That's exactly what they've been pushing. And why not push it? Because one thing we know about Javante, he gives like reels, bro. He gives you the highlight reels. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Just think about that. When he went the distance with East Sox, people was like, well, you know, he went the distance, he really don't have, he could knock out a smaller guy. And then turn around, he comes back and he get another knockout in highlight reel fashion. Hey man, that's El Chin Checker, bro. Javante Davis is that savage, and they should introduce him like that because he's that guy. You know, for real, he's that guy, man. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Javante's that dude, but we want to see him fight Devin Haney in the lightweight division and settle the score with that. You know, we want to see him fight the dude with all the belts.
Yeah. Hopefully we can get these fights in 2023. You know, it's a fresh year. You know, we got 12 months ahead of us, man. Hopefully we can get some of these fights done. You know,
he said we got 12 months, man. I ain't trying to think that far down the road. Hey, we was talking about, you know, Spence Crawford damn near the entire 2022, and nothing happened. Nothing happened, man. You lost some YouTube comrades in the war. You know what I'm saying? Some people that stab you in the back and talk ill on your name, all because you know who you were speaking on and what you were saying. You know what I'm saying? I myself experienced the same thing.
Hey man, it comes with the territory. And I say this, like when you're trying to be a journalist, an underground journalist, and you're critiquing a fighter, and guys getting their feelings about how you're critiquing a fighter, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. It is what it is. Let me get in position. I'm gonna stay on once you come back.
That's all good. Pop said Tank is the big fish over there. Errol never had a card like this. I can go on record as saying I kind of agree, man. Real talk.
Yeah.
This is very. God damn, this card loaded. It made me want to take a trip up there, man. But I said, nah. I don't feel like going through the stress of it, man.
You know, it comes with the territory, though. It comes with the territory. You know how that goes. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
So what you thinking about Javante Davis, man, and Hector Garcia moving up for the first time from 130 to 35? He's still reigning defending champion in that lower division. What do you think about Javante, man? Do you think people 100% believe he's going to go in here and dominate like he usually do and put on a boxing clinic? Or he's going to have a little bit more tougher time with the bigger Hector Garcia?
I think Tank is going to be Tank, man. Once Tank figures him out, Tank is going to go on for the kill. You know? Tank is a predator to me, man. You know how you got those predators that they play around with their food a little bit? You know, they might play with their food a little bit, and then when they're all the way hungry, they say, "All right, enough is enough," and they just take them out. I think that's what we're going to see. I think that's what we're going to see. And the thing about Tank that I like, right? The thing that I like about Tank is, right? Tank is an adjustment type of fighter. Once he makes that adjustment and he calculates you, you know that the Glock is off the safety. That kill shot is coming. That kill shot is coming. There's no denying that. There's no
safety on the block.
Nope, it's coming. And I think that's what's going to happen with Garcia. Garcia probably will start out good like a lot of Tank's opponents. You know, saying like Rolly. Rolly started out good. And Tank set the trap. And Rolly, you know, luckily the ropes was there. You know, because if the ropes wasn't there, you know, people that spent their money for them expensive tickets, they would have, you know, Rolly would have been in their arms. You know.
You think they would have been feeding popcorn and let him? No, I ain't gonna do that.
He probably would have got a couple cocktails spilled on him, because you know they got their cocktails in the front row. He probably would have got a couple cocktails spilled on him, because he was gonna fall through the ropes, man. The ropes saved him, man.
Hyphy says the competition on this card is going to be among the fighters that are expected to win. They are all going to be competing against each other to have the most standout performance. I agree, man. They are competing pretty much with each other when it comes to the fight of the night. That's pretty much what they're doing, because the A side is stupid. It's heavy. Except Demetrius Andrade, he has a tough one. You know what I'm saying? Karen, he's supposed to be pretty tough. We already know Hector Garcia is tough. He's a champion. And I don't say he's tough because he went in there and washed freaking Chris Colbert. It's just the fact that he won the title. He went in there and beat Gutierrez also. So he's certified, man. I gotta give him his props. He's certified. There's a fighter. There's some fighters on the B side that has a lot of experience, man. Like, real talk, they got pretty good experience to their resume. They also have plenty of losses too, but they have experience, man. This is not debuts. No, this is B-side opponents that's sitting up here with professional experience. So we're gonna see how the A-side handle business.
Yeah,
you know.
And what I like about this, right? For the price, $75. This is a nice price for the type of fights that you're getting. Some of the other pay-per-views were higher in price than this, and you didn't get the quality of fighters or fights on it. So for $75, man, you can't go wrong with this one.
Yeah, but you know how it goes, man. People still trying to live in the freaking the COVID era. You know what I'm saying? And saying I'm still recovering. $75 is too much to be charging us. You know, I'm still stuck in the pandemic. Shout out to Jamal Neezy on deck with the $5 super chat. My brother, appreciate you each and every time, man, for supporting the channel. Salute WCS. Peace to the chat. Keep growing and bringing great content. Man, you know what it is, then, Neezy. You know what I'm saying? I got to. You know what I'm saying? I need to get back on the interview set. and start calling some people up. Real talk. I got to start up. You know what I'm saying? You too, Showtime. You know, get
That's
back.
what I said. Yeah. That's what I said. That's why I said I was gonna interview Coach Evans tonight, man. I said I test the waters a little bit, man. You know, I test the waters a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just so I don't lose my edge. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep the blade sharp. You know. So
Yeah.
I said, I test the waters a little bit, man. Because as a content creator, right? And you know, from your experience as a content creator, a lot of content creators can't get interviews. So when the smaller channels such as myself and others, we get these high profile people to pop in and come talk to us and, you know, chat it up with us, it kind of rubs the bigger channels the wrong way. They get in their feelings, they get emotional, they get upset. Because like I said, my channel personally, I max out at 5. It might be 5 people in there, but one of the 5 might be James Prince. It might be Bernie the Boxer. You know, it might be somebody that's, you know, in the game, so to say. You know?
It might be somebody that's in the game. Very, very important to know. It may be somebody that's in the game, man.
You know? Yeah, man. But these guys, they get upset, man, when you know, the so-called little channels get interviews and stuff.
Let me get some of these chats right quick.
All right.
Pop said I had to force Tank to and once again, shout out to Jamal Neezy with a $5 super chat in the building. You already know, man. Pop said I had to force Tank on Shaw. Pop said he had to force Tank on you there, Showtime.
Not really.
You can respond after I read this stuff.
Right.
Town said this is pretty much a primarily all black pay-per-view card, and I like it. It is. When it comes to, you know, Vito isn't black. You know what I'm saying? He's Italian. But you definitely a 99.9%, you know what I'm saying, right about that. All the rest of the 12 fighters on this, the 12 A-sides on this card are brothers. Real talk. Do you think Charlo would get upset like Jermaine Taylor to fight the same way? Both Charlos. The one thing about Jermaine Taylor, his cardio, when he crashed and burned hard. That's the one thing about Jermaine Taylor. Man, that was my guy, man. When he crashed and burned and he started to decline, I mean, it was over. Down in a blaze, man.
It was over.
It was done. He couldn't recover. Do I think Charlo will get upset? I don't see Charlo getting upset by Tim Tszyu, but I've seen wilder things in the sport of boxing. Like, I just don't see Tim Tszyu bringing any equalizer or something that's gonna cause Jermell Charlo to be discombobulated, to disrupt his rhythm, to have a point in his career where he just don't know what to do. I don't even see Tim Tszyu giving him a problem like Tony Harrison. I just don't see it, man. I just don't see it. But stranger things happen in boxing. I called the PBC out several times for having too many Hispanic cards and leaving the brothers out in the cold. That's absolutely fact. They have had some Hispanic loaded cards on Juneteenth. On Juneteenth, man. That's a fact. I mean, come on. You're gonna have the two twins as the damn headliners, but you're gonna have an all Hispanic undercard. Come on, stop it, man. Get off their helmet, Town. You kicking too many facts, bro. You know, Candy, what's up? Rashidi has a tougher opponent than Boots. Yeah, I wasn't paying too much attention to Roman Villa, but he does have a tough opponent. You're absolutely right with that. Balash on deck. He said, Town Biz, you definitely been on PBC neck, bro. So I believe they got word and decided to go do something different. Yeah, Town be staying solid on his, man. You know what I'm saying? He be in the trenches. Real talk. Shout out to the soldier in the building, bro. Oakland's own. You know, Town Business in the building. So what you was going to say in response to Pop? Pop said he turned you on the Tank. What's your response on that Showtime?
Yeah, did you see my reaction? Negative. Yeah, just because Tevin Farmer was my man, still is, and
Yeah.
I was riding with Tevin. Remember that, like many years ago, when Tevin was asking for the fight before he became a champion, and Leonard Ellerby was saying that he was like a $5,000 fighter, and then Tevin went on to become champion and all that. But he was asking for the fight, and I basically what I was telling Pop back then was right, like they're moving Tank a certain type of way. They know Tevin Farmer is a very elusive fighter. He was back then, and he proved it. He went on to become a champion. But I said they don't want to put him in there with Tevin Farmer because Tevin Farmer might make him look bad right now, man. He's an elusive fighter, and they was building Javante up to what he is now. So, Pop, you'd never put me on to Tank Davis. I put you on to trying to be media. These are the facts. And salute to you for getting your first interview the other day. But like I said, show me your work.
And if it was a different time of the day, Pop, I will allow you to respond. But I'm trying to get in contact with Larry. Let me, hey, just hold it down for a second. I'm gonna give him a call right quick, man.
All right. Yeah, so salute to the chat, everybody in here. Show WCS some love. Smash the like button. We are on deck. We're chopping down trees. I think I'm gonna position my truck in the next spot, man. So this is the elite. I'm with the elite special ops team, man. That's what I call these guys, man. The tree division. All right, he's getting out of here. So what I'm going to do. Like this. Put that right here. These guys, I'm telling you, they are the elite special forces, man. I took down 2 joints right now. So if y'all hear a loud thump.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, he's about to come on right now. We about to really chop it up with Coach Larry Wade, man. One of the best in the game, and good peoples, bro. Good peoples, real talk. See, when you're on the front lines, you just don't say people. That's good peoples because you never really encountered them in person. Now, when you're on the front lines, you say, "Oh man, so and so good people," because you encountered them on the front lines, and you had a situation where you was able to communicate, have a dialogue. That's all we saying, bro. He's a good, genuine dude, man. Plus, he's a killer when it comes to that dang strength and condition, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah. One of the best. One of the best in the game, man. And his resume and catalog speaks for it.
True. I might have to go live a little bit more at Showtime. I don't know, man. I might need to get my mojo back up, bro. I might have to get my mojo back up, dog.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying, for 2023, man.
Yeah. But then you're gonna get the bigger channels upset, man. Because you're gonna. To the next corner in a second, man. It's a lot going on, right? For those of y'all that's in here, right? Larry Wade, like Combat said, real solid brother, cool. I remember when I interviewed him, I seen him. I got off the elevator. I think it was the June fight. I think it had to be the June fight. It might have been March. One of the fights last year. I think it was the June fight though. And I called. I was like, "Yo, that's Larry Wade, right?" Walked up to him. I introduced myself. I was like, "You mind if I get a quick interview in with you?" Yo, Robeisy Ramirez was right there. You know, you see the picture all over sometimes I use the picture in my on my lives. That's when I interviewed him, man. We chopped it up. That's what he told
Yeah,
me
you
about.
can allow a mic access. You should be close. Yeah, I see you. Mm-hmm. Well, you hear that, Coach? I appreciate you. We about to set some fires and barbecue for a minute. Clock.
There it goes.
Hey, everybody that's in the building, man. I have the best strength and conditioning coach in the business. The one and only Larry Wade is on deck, man. How you doing, Coach? So you can't hear me? Hey, adjust your adjust your mic, Coach. Adjust your audio on your phone. Let me get Coach right. Let me get Coach right.
How about now? Can you hear now? We can't hear him either, though. His mic might be muted.
Unmute. Can you hear me now? As far as
I can hear you. I think Coach's mic is muted.
hold on for a second. What about now? Can you hear me, Coach? Can you hear me, Coach?
I think his mic is muted.
What about now, Coach? Can you hear me? Now I can't hear you, so
He got to unmute his mic.
unmute your mic, Coach. Because if you can hear me, I can't hear you now. Hold on for a second. We're going to try to get this right, man.
All right.
We're going to try to get this right. Because some of these trainers, fighters, they don't come on YouTube often. So, they don't have the settings right and all that. But we're going to try to get this right, man.
He said he was hearing you.
I can hear you now. I can hear you and I can see you.
Perfect.
There it
We
is,
in there.
man.
What's up, fellas?
What's going on, Coach?
Good.
I just
Hey.
I checked out and checked it back in and it worked out for me.
For sure.
Perfect.
So for everyone that's tuned in, appreciate you stopping through for WCS. But I have the best strength and conditioning and going right now, and the one and only Larry Wade. I mean, let's get down to it to the beginning there, Larry. You was a star athlete in the state of Texas, and take it from there. How everything started to evolve for you.
Well, I appreciate you guys saying I was a star. I don't know how to really describe it. You know, I went to Texas A&M University, born in the state of Texas. Then I went to Texas A&M University, where I won multiple national titles and conference titles and school records, and got inducted into the Hall of Fame and the whole nine. And that's kind of how I got my start. And then I started training other professional athletes as well, which kind of gave me an opportunity to go from track to football to, when I say football, I mean NFL, to like NBA, and then, you know, but of course, receiving strength conditioning certifications along the way, and found myself in the sport of boxing.
So out there as a track runner, you just don't think of strength and conditioning. You know, every athlete don't put their self in the mindset of saying, I want to be a strength and conditioning coach, especially when you're talking about boxing.
Right.
So what led you to say, I want to further my career. I want to expound on what I'm blessed with. I want to be a part of, you know, the conditioning phase of athletes.
Well, you know what's funny is I really wish I could sit here with the utmost confidence and let you know that I had this great idea and this is what I'm going to do, and I set my mind to it. I'm not that smart. God put me in this space. God decided where he wanted me to go and what he wanted me to do. And that's kind of been how I've been driven in life. You know, even when I decided I was going to be a coach for track and field as a pro, I didn't say that's what I was going to do. A friend of mine needed some help. His coach left him. He asked me to help him. I helped him out. In that first year, he made the world championship team, got a 6-figure contract from Nike, and the next year he broke the world record. That's how I got started in it. Right. And then it's kind of the same thing with boxing. I actually was working with Gilbert Arenas at the time during the summer in LA, Los Angeles. And I came to Vegas to see my wife, who was the head coach at UNLV. And at that track facility, I saw 2 guys running on the track. I had no idea who either guy was. Well, I just know one looked like they played football. And considering I had a football training background as well, I wanted to kind of introduce myself. It just so happened that guy was Shawn Porter, who is multi-world champion, right? Passed my number to his dad, Kenny Porter. And Kenny Porter called me like 2 weeks later and asked me to do a workout with Shawn, which I did. They loved it. And they were like, we want you to be part of a camp. At that time, I was like, I don't even know what the hell a camp is, right? Okay. I'm like, where are we going? Where are we going? Where, for those who don't know, a camp is basically 2 months. You prepare, get a guy strength conditioning focused to get ready for, you know, a professional fight. And so I joined the team, and I went the first year and a half, not going to the gym for free. I wasn't getting paid. Just going to the gym for free. Now, I did get paid for the couple of strength conditioning sessions I was doing, which was twice a week. But I was going to the gym for free because Kenny Porter said, come to the gym, learn more about the sport, learn more about the job, learn more about what you want to do, and then we'll go from there. And I did that for a year and a half. And Shawn won his first title within the first 4 months of me working with him. But I didn't take another fighter for like a year.
Okay.
Just simply because I wanted to make sure I knew everything I needed to know. And the great thing for me, which made the transition so much easier, is in the sport of track and field, you can't be a heavy person and still move fast. You have to be as light as you can possibly be and as strong as you can possibly be. And that's how I was able to transition the understanding of strength conditioning from a track and field standpoint to over to boxing. Because in boxing, it's all about weight. It's all about distribution of power. You know, you can be strong, but then you be too heavy. You can be strong, and then you be too tight. All those things that also destroy and hurt athletes in track and field. So the understanding and the balance for me was actually really easy. I just needed to know the different nuances of what it takes to get a guy physically prepared for that moment, how to cut weight, how to make sure when to pull off the weights, when not to lift weights at all, because everyone doesn't need to lift weights, and everybody doesn't need to run around the track. So it just depends on the person and the body type, and also the energy system disposition. It's definitely a science behind it.
Go ahead, Showtime. You got a coach for a question for Coach?
Yeah, definitely. Coach, man, your guy, Robesi L Train, is what he is, the L Train right now. He is rolling them over.
Oh
Man,
my
what
God.
y'all what is the secret sauce, man? Because I'm the sauce talk over here. What is the secret sauce that you got that little guy? He's a little guy,
Yeah,
but
he's small.
he is so powerful and
He is.
explosive. What is the sauce, Coach?
Well, let me first say this. When Robesi and them reached out to me and asked me to be part of the team, I wasn't sold on it at first, only because I wanted to get a better understanding of who he was. You know, he has a story. Every fighter, every individual has a story. And I wanted to hear the story from him, because all I knew about him at the time was he was a 2-time Olympic champion, and then he loses his very first pro fight. And you kind of lost him. No one really was talking about him anymore. He wasn't part of the hype train. He wasn't like Shakur Stevenson when he came out. When Shakur came out, they were all about Shakur, all about building him. And here's the guy who beat Shakur, and we're not even talking about him, right? And so I wanted to know his story. How did you get to this place where you were this dominant amateur boxer and then lost your very first fight? How did that happen? And then secondly, now finally trying to build your way up to a place of what I call greatness, right? I heard his story, and it was definitely very touching in regards to how he had to, get from Cuba to the US, because everybody makes that attempt to get across those waters, and he did it and he made it. And that in itself can kind of tell you the tenacity or the fire to drive the young man got to try to escape the country to get to the US. But not only that, I wanted to see how bad he really wanted and how much he was willing to commit to it, what it takes to get there. And he committed. He gave me his word of what he would do to make sure we stayed focused on track. And so the first thing I heard about him is people said he didn't have power. When I hear that, 90% of the time I say people don't know what the hell they're talking about, right? And then I heard it from multiple people, and I did a little evaluation and a test with him, because for those who don't know what power is force times speed. So if you have the force and you have the speed, then you have the opportunity to generate power, right? And in boxing, people don't really understand that power in boxing comes from your legs, not your arms. Yeah. Your punch is actually the result of you distributing power from the ground up through your body to the end of the punch. And so after I started evaluating him, and I'm watching how he's moving and how he's using his body and his legs and his hips, I was like, this kid has power. He's just not utilizing. He doesn't know how to go and get it. And that was the biggest thing. I didn't give Robesi power. What I did was teach him how to use it and know where to find it when he wanted to use it. Now, did I get him a little stronger? Sure. Does he have more force? Yes. Is he faster? Yes. Is he fitter? Yes. But I didn't give it to him. I just helped him figure out where it was. And like anything else, and you asked, your name is Sean, correct? I just want to make sure I'm correct, addressing you correctly. Sean?
Sean News, but you can call me Sean.
Sean News. Wait,
yeah.
I know you, Sean News. What do you mean? I know you. Wait a minute. But anyway, what I did was give him the same thing that fuels all of us in our ability to do our job, and that was let him empower himself through his own work and his own sacrifice, and give him the confidence that he needs to move forward. I had a situation one time with Sean Porter where we were in front of at this table at the MGM. We had all these reporters there, people asking questions, and someone asked Sean, hey, what does it feel like to work with Coach Wade, man? He's one of the best in the game. He's an inspiration. What does it feel like? And Sean did like this, he's okay. And I looked at Sean like, what? Right? But I didn't take it personal. Then I was like, okay. And then they're like, no, but listen, but I know that, but I've had a chance. This is what the people are saying. We had a chance to talk to him. We really like him. We think he's the best in the sport. What does it feel like? He says, his training got to be intense. His training got to be hard. He said, yeah, it's okay. And I'm looking at him like, what the hell is going on? I'm looking at Sean like, have you lost your mind in front of all these people? Right? And what Sean said to me really changed the way, because I've heard it before, but to hear it in this capacity changed the way I look at what I do. Sean says, listen, Coach Wade is a good trainer, but I haven't done anything with him that I haven't done with any other trainers. He said the major difference between Coach Wade and other trainers is he makes us feel like we can do anything we want to do. Once we get in that ring, we feel like we can do anything. And when he said that,
let me ask you this, Coach. Let me ask you this right quick. What do you attribute that to? Do you attribute it to your energy, or do you consider it because your words, you have these profound words on how to speak to people, on how to deliver a message to someone? So is it the energy of your intensity or your words, per se, and how you're able to talk to these fighters for them to pretty much say, hey, he can make me believe anything? People said it's different when you convince them of something.
Right. I think because I'm older and I've had a lot of life experiences and I've been through a lot of things, that most of the people that I work with are younger and they haven't been through as much as me typically. And have been around the block a few times. I've seen different types of individuals, what they've gone through, and they still made it. And so for me to be able to look at a guy and be able to see that weakness in them and all they have to do is commit a little bit, I believe that comes from the internal drive and the internal passion I have for just making people successful. Right now, God has given me that opportunity to have sports be my platform. Sports is my stage. And I feel at home like a fish in water when I'm in that space. And it doesn't take a lot from me to be able to see the greatness in someone, see the pieces they may be missing, and me try to give them that block that they need to feel themselves until they're able to take it for themselves. Because that's the whole point. Because I'm not in that ring fighting. I'm not fighting anybody. He's fighting. So when he's getting hit, I'm not feeling that punch. So I have to empower him so that he's confident and secure in himself, in the work that he's done to make him prepare for that moment. That's really what I attribute it to. It's not has anything to do with anything other than the love and the passion and quote unquote integrity that I feel for the person that's in front of me.
Hey, Coach, the question was posed to you about, when it comes to strength and conditioning, of course, people want to know which fighter that you've worked with that's been more of a standout when it comes to strength and conditioning, that you probably said to yourself, wow, so-and-so is, strong. And I heard you say Caleb Plant. You put Caleb Plant in there with the Sean Porter, because we know Sean Porter to be very strong and conditioning, but you say Caleb Plant is that guy too, huh?
Absolutely, man. Listen, Caleb is not only, and I've been with Caleb now 6 years. Caleb is not only that guy from a strength standpoint, because let's be very clear, you could be strong as hell and not have power because you don't know how to distribute it. You got to be able to know how to deliver power, which is based on speed. But Caleb is an all-around athlete. Caleb's vertical is probably like 44, 45 inches. He can explode. He's fast. He can run 100 meters and he can run a mile in 5 minutes. So the guy is all around genetically gifted. And as far as work ethic is concerned, Sean Porter was my number one guy at first, and I can't take anything away from Sean. But one thing that Caleb Plant wanted, that he put into his own mind, is I'm not going to let anyone outwork me. Sean Porter was a champion at the time when he was coming up, and he was like, I'm going to outwork Sean. I'm going to outwork everybody you got. And he said to me in these exact words, Coach Wade, I'm going to be your hardest worker. And the title, I don't own it. I earn it every time. If they want it, they could take it from me. So he made it a point to outwork anybody and everybody. And that's something that I know for a fact that was instilled with him through his growth with his dad and his upbringing. But that his dad, Richie, has definitely instilled him being a hard worker and make sure you put everything at the table. And I'm just a recipient of that mindset.
Showtime, you got another question, brother?
Yeah. Sticking with Caleb Plant, Coach. There's rumors that him and David Benavidez, that's going to be the next fight.
No rumor. That's a fact.
Okay. I got to say that because over here it's, hey, what do I know? So I always got to put that in there.
Right.
But what do you think that Caleb is going to bring to the table that is going to frustrate David, the Mexican monster, like they like to call him? What do you think that your fighter is going to bring to the table that's going to present, a problem for David Benavidez?
You got, everything that happens in life happens for a reason, right? And that Canelo fight for Caleb has helped him evolve and grow into a better fighter. Sometimes people take a loss and it can take away from you. For the very few, like Canelo himself, when he lost to Floyd, it made him better. It made him have to learn his craft more, figure out what's best for him. And I think what Benavidez is going to get is a guy who can do anything in that ring that he wants to do. When I say anything, he can box if he wants to box. He can bang if he wants to bang. He has great footwork. He is an amazing boxer. I think what David thinks is a lot of guys go into that ring with some form of, I'm not going to say fear because I don't feel like boxers are afraid, but some form of intimidation. And I know for a fact Caleb Plant is not. And so he's going to get a hell of a fight that night.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. That's going to be a good contest. I spoke with Caleb on several occasions prior to them even come close to fight. And them two have a history between one another.
They do.
Him and David Benavidez, so it's not, a solid, healthy rapport. But we're looking forward to a great fight between them, and I know you're going to have them in great shape. But a good question was asked by one of the WCS viewers. He said, King Mitch said, question for Wade. Kenny Porter cited Sean preparation after the stoppage for Crawford. Did you notice anything different in his training leading into the fight? Could you tell retirement was looking? You know what I'm saying?
I got the question. Was there a different preparation? Did Sean look different going into the Crawford fight? Yes, he did. Did I see retirement? No. My job is to be as focused and optimistic on the final result, right? So every day of camp for me in that particular camp is figuring out how to motivate and encourage and stay focused on the task at hand. So in my mind, there's no room for me to think about retirement. There's no room for me to think about the possibility of losing. My mind has to be focused on the final goal, and that's what I stayed focused on. So I can't say that I saw retirement at that moment. Maybe Sean knew and I didn't know. I know Kenny Porter didn't know. But if you're asking me that I see that camp was like every other camp, it wasn't. It was different. And, but every camp isn't the same. So.
Okay. Was he less intensive? I mean, what you mean by that camp wasn't the same? Like, was he less intensive? Did you have to, motivate him just a little bit harder than previous camps or what?
Well, what happens with guys is, when guys start to win and they do well, as they do well, sometimes you see guys, I'm not going to say back off, but don't take the same intensity, certain things, because they feel as if they are good enough to get it done. So I'm not saying that was Sean's mindset because I don't know what his mindset was, but I do know the intensity level compared to previous camps wasn't the same. So I can't sit here and say it was. I won't lie and say it was, but I won't lie at the same time and say that I knew he was retiring. I didn't know.
Well, you've been ringside there, Coach, for some spectacular fights. I know me and Shaw News was covering the Robesa Ramirez fight and Abraham Supernova.
Yeah.
And I remember Supernova, he was extra confident in saying that, Ramirez was overhyped, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't too much worried about anything. He's gonna go in there and outwork him. He's stronger than him, all that. And we just saw a freaking a monster on the hunt. Like Robesa had this smile on his face when he was on the hunt. Like
he knew
it was maniacal. You know what I'm saying? He had a maniacal smirk on his face when he was breaking down Abraham Nova. And what was running through your mind when he finally, dropped him and finished him and walked over and looked down at him?
Excitement, happiness. By the time Nova fight came, I had already been with Basie about almost a year at that point. We'd already had 3 fights. And Robasie's first fight, he went the distance with a guy who was like 18-0, but it was a unanimous decision. He beat the kid up every round. The next fight, he told me, Coach, I'm gonna knock this guy out. That one was in Glasgow. I guess he felt some kind of way about something one of the commentators said, and he made it his job. He was gonna get him out of here, and I think he knocked him out in like the 4th round or something.
Okay.
So with Nova, the fight came up, and to be honest with you, basically felt some kind of way, because I guess it was a fight that was supposed to happen earlier.
Yeah.
And maybe Nova had said some things to maybe try to encourage that fight to happen, but the fight fell through, maybe because of COVID or something. The fight didn't happen. So now this fight circles back around, and Nova's a top 5 guy in the world. And we came to training one day. I remember this like it was yesterday. We're going to the training. We had a great training on the track that day. We came off, and he says, "Coach, I'm knocking him out." And I said, "No, don't worry about that, man. Let's just focus on getting in shape, and you can break him down and get him out of." He says, "Listen to me. I'm knocking him out. It's not going the distance. I'm knocking him out." And I was like, "Hey, you know what? Just take it easy, man. Let's just break him down. Focus." He says, "Listen to me. I'm knocking him out." The whole time going into that, he kept telling me, "I'm knocking him out. We get to New York, I'm knocking him out." And then he knocked him out. Right. And so I said, okay, that just goes to show you a guy who's confident in himself and has a skill set. Once you get focused on something, it makes it easier to make that kind of fruition. Right. And so he did what he wanted to do. When we came to this last fight that he just had, he's let me know, because we didn't get the opponent until the last minute. I think we got the opponent maybe 2 to 3 weeks before the fight.
Oh, you got Nova 2 to 3 weeks?
Not for Nova, the fight after Nova.
All right.
Because Magdaleno was supposed to fight, and he wasn't able to. And so we got this other guy. And the other guy, he actually was a really good fighter. I mean, he went the distance with Pitbull, and Pitbull couldn't get him out of here. And so he fought at 35, and no one could close the door, but he came to 26, and my 26 guys stopped him. But he knew going to that, he kept saying to me, "It's not going the distance." That's what he kept saying. He didn't say he's going to knock him out. He said it ain't going the distance. And if you notice on him, after he knocked him down in the first round, that fight. But if you notice that after he passed round 5 and 6, he started, 6 and 7, should I say, he started really sitting down with his punches and hitting this guy with some heat, because he didn't want it to go the distance. He wanted to close him out, because he knew if he put on the right type of performance, that this just solidified him being a number 1 contender and possibly fight a world title fight, which is set up next with Dog Bay coming up here soon.
That's gonna be sick, Coach.
Ooh.
That's gonna be cool right there.
What's so crazy about that is I got to line up across the way from my good friend Barry Hunter. So Barry Hunter trains Dog Bay. So I got to line up against him. This will be the first time in my career that he wasn't on the team with me, but I was actually going against him. I've always been on the team with Barry. So that's going to be my first time. I'm excited about it, though. I think you can see it on my face.
Yeah.
I like competition anyway. So I'm looking forward to it.
Which title are they fighting for?
The WBO.
WBO
title. Yeah.
Showtime, you good? You got another question, bro?
Yeah, Coach, I know when we talked in June in NYC at the Stewart, you said how you was mentoring, young guys. Are you still, mentoring, young up and coming strength and conditioning trainers, giving them little, gems in the game?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I just dropped on another podcast, on the Boxing Boy podcast, that I have CLW Consulting. CLW Consulting is basically me being able to reach out to young men and women who don't know how to turn pro. There's no book that tells young adults how to do this thing. They leave the amateurs and it's like, now what, right? So what I want to be able to do is guide these young men and women to a space where I can connect them with the promoters. I can connect them with the managers. I can connect them with professional coaches. I can connect them with nutritionists. I can connect them with financial advisors. I can connect them with doctors. That way, they can get everything they need, because a lot of times these individuals want it, but they don't know how to get it. They don't know who to talk to. And I've been able to create a network over the last decade of being at the very top with some of the top promoters, some of the top coaches, some of the top nutritionists, and so on and so forth, that I feel like this is just my opportunity to network and connect some good people together, and we all be successful as one. At this moment, I still work with Rolando Romero, Rolly. I still work with Rolly. I worked with Jesus Ramos this year. I worked with Joe Joyce this year, and still working with Badu. Badu just moved to Dubai, but I was with Badu for those 7 years. Was working with him for this past year as well, and got a lot of young guys coming up that I'm trying to help out. And I think that's part of my responsibility in the sport, not only to make them great, but teach them what it takes to survive once they're finished with this sport. I don't make the millions they make in a fight. So I got to be able to teach those that are making some that, hey, maybe this is the time that you get that accountant and you put yourself on a budget and you create your LLC or your S Corp and you incorporate yourself and monetize yourself, so that you as a brand, not just you as a boxer, can understand how to move accordingly, right? And I think that helps a lot. So I think that consulting is the move for me, for lack of words. And I think it's my ability and my opportunity to help anyone and everyone that wants it.
They need that in boxing, Coach. And that was a great question by Showtime. They need more voices out there like yourself, because you not only just speak to them, but you have a surplus of knowledge there, Coach. You know what I'm saying? And you're user-friendly. You're very user-friendly. I mean, the same tone that you have on the interview is the same tone Coach have if you meet him in person, if you have a conversation with him. He's the same person behind the hat in the shades, dog. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate your professionalism, Coach.
I was gonna say that. Don't forget the cool shades. He always got a pair of cool shades on.
It's only one Coach Larry Wade in the building. You already know.
Listen, brother, I'm gonna tell you like this. If it's guys like yourself, man, that even make me even relevant in any degree, because at the end of the day, without you guys, and most guys don't want to say this, how do we get the traction? How do we get the attention? How do we get the visibility? How do we get the energy to make people want to watch these fights and watch these fighters and watch these trainers? You're the ones who create that. People go to your page and go to your social media, and they see all these different things, and they're like, oh, there's going to be somebody that watches this and says, who was that great face guy that he was talking to, right? They may not even know me, but they may take the time out of their day to go to my page themselves, be like, oh, he cool, and like something that I posted, right? So you guys are the ones that make it relevant, make us relevant. And that's why I always try to make sure I'm professional. I always try to make sure I treat you guys with the utmost respect. And I also try to make my time available so I can be able to be part of this process with you guys. So I thank you guys as well.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Any final words there on Showtime before we let Coach up out of here?
Now, I just want to say, once again, Coach, thank you for your time, man. Always dropping gems. And let Robeisy know. I can't wait to see him again. We're gonna have another slice of pizza after a knockout, like he always does.
Look, y'all don't have no slice without me, man. I need my slice too, man.
And continue success and blessings, Coach. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, guys. And once again, I apologize for being a little late. Meeting went a little far over, but anytime you guys want to do it again, I'm here.
No, man. Thank you for dropping through and showing World Combat Sports support once again. Like I said before, the best interview that you did with me off the rip, off the cuff. I always remember that, Coach. You know what I'm saying?
Me too. Believe it or not, and I want to state that real quick. I interview with a lot of people, but you're the only person that just randomly, caught me, and we had an interview in a cafeteria.
Yeah,
in a cafeteria. And I've never done that with anyone else. And so it's so memorable for me, because I'm like, oh, this guy was cool. I didn't even know who he was. He took me to the cafeteria. We didn't eat, but we sat there and had the meeting, right? And so I appreciate you.
Hey, thank you, Coach. Much success to you and your team and all your fighters that's under there. And thank you for coming up there.
I appreciate you guys.
All right, have a good one.
All right, bye.
Yeah, yo, WCS, man. Thank you for letting me be a part of an instant classic. That was greatness. I definitely will be chopping some of these clips up and putting them out for the haters. You know, but yeah, yo, WCS, let me get out this truck and act like I'm doing something.
Yeah, all right, for sure.
All
Hey,
right, man.
thank you.
Appreciate you.
Always,
Yeah.
man. Always. Hey, salute to everyone that's in the building, man. You know what it is. WCS, Coach Larry Wade, Showtime Shaw News. Yeah, that's a good dude right there. Very professional, genuine. I always got to put that in there because I'm always reminded how old I am. Hey, hey. Yeah, it's not. You know, hey, it's nothing you can't stop the aging. But look, you got to learn to give people their flowers. You know, when you see them, and like you said, I always remember Coach Wade. When I finally was able to touch bases with him in person, and he did an interview, he didn't seem like he was rushing at all, man. Like he sat down there and chopped it up with me. You know what I'm saying? And I always remember that. The best interview I had, man. Real talk. I salute him for his professionalism and his knowledge and all that. So it's kind of like some bias there when I know he's supporting the fighter when he's training the fighter, you know, it's some bias for me because he's a good dude, man, and I salute you for pulling up once again, that coach. Much success to you out here in this professional boxing jungle that you're in, this profession that you are you know, crossing the T's and seeing your fighters dot the I. You feel me? Salute to you, coach. Appreciate you. Fistiana. Okay, shout out to Dead Game Boxing on deck, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you pulling up their Dead Game. Fistiana Fight said this was awesome. Appreciate you, Fistiana. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? I heard your boxing knowledge is on another level too, man. It was just the most hilarious thing. I'm not gonna lie, it's the most hilarious thing. When I was over there and Boxing Nerd was just talking. And I'm gonna be honest, I was like, dang, why he want her to come up on like this is gonna be good. I even put in the chat. I said, hey, Boxing Nerd, you gotta give that energy. You gotta go. And he just froze up, man. But man, from who I'm talking to, you know you're boxing. So I appreciate you pulling up, man. Definitely. I even gave you a wrench, man. Everybody talking about wrenches. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to the first female in the boxing game to pull up on the WCS Boulevard. You know what I'm saying? Look forward to talking some boxing with you up the road. King Mitch, he already know. He said another question, what made you settle in the sport of boxing? And what was your introduction to the sport? Shout out to King Mitch for $5 super chat. That just came up there, Mitch. I'm gonna be honest, that just came up. And I did not see it. Maybe because the stream somehow keeps lagging or whatever. But I didn't see it when I was on. You feel me? But shout out to King Mitch for the $5 super chat, my brother. Thank you. Much appreciated. Dun Dollar said classic good stuff. Yeah, I got to get back on my interview game, man. I used to interview all the time. I got it from it for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? But King Mitch with another $2 super chat on deck, man. Damn, too late. Shouts to Combat. Man, hey, appreciate you supporting the channel there, Mitch. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you. Yeah, man, that was hilarious, man. I ain't gonna lie. That was hilarious. You know how you see people talking on other channels over and over, people just chopping it up on Boxing the Base and everything. And then you get up to some, you know, you hear somebody say something like, hey, Mac, he was talking to Mac Mall, hey, can you have so-and-so come up on here? You know, I got to get a fair one. When people say a fair one, you thinking automatically, okay, it's some history. There's some history there. He failed, man. Boxing Nerd, I'm going to have to chop that up with you, man. That was hilarious, bro. I don't know what a fair one means in your vocab, but that was not a fair one. You know what I'm saying? That was not a fair one. Shout out to Shaw, Mr. Sauce Experience, AK Showtime Shaw. That's my guy, man. Absolutely. He said, great interview, WCS. Smash the like button. Yeah, man. You know, we be on the front lines, be in the trenches, covering these fights. You know what I'm saying? We've been down some roads, up and down some roads, man. And you know, on that road, we was able to see a lot of people. Larry Wade happened to be one of them. Good guy, man. Solid dude. Knows where he's going, where he wants his fighters to be. He understands the amount of work he has to put in for his fighters to shine. He's a direct representation of their strength and conditioning. I mean, it is what it is, man. Salute to you. Salute to you, man. I hope you get as much success out of this sport as you possibly can. And then for the consulting, I hope the fighters, you know, actually gravitate to Coach Wade's kind of second tier, so to speak, in his career, you know, in consulting. So shout out to him, man. CLW. Pop say, WCS, next time you have a chance, I would like to ask you about Ramon the Diamond Decker. So what I've been able to do in life since a very long time is, so let me do a little bit of research on Ramon Diamond Decker, because you've asked me this. So I'm not really, see, I believe somebody else had pretty much asked me this at one point in time. So what do you want me to know about this guy? What do you want me to know? Did he just pass? No, seems like he passed. I mean, what do you want me to know about this guy? I'm just asking in general. Like, I'm not sure. I have to do more research, but he is a kickboxer, right? To answer your question, no, I don't know. 0-0. His last fight was 06 kickboxing. Summarize what you want me to know about this guy, Pop. Seriously. What you want to know about this dude? So I think he's a Muay Thai legend from what I'm reading. He's a Muay Thai legend. He died at age 43 in the Netherlands, Wednesday. So this is back in 2013. He had a heart attack while riding his bicycle. Damn. He's an 8-time Muay Thai world champion, regarded as most. I have to do my research on him. I don't know the guy. Shout out to Trick Noti on deck. What's good, WCS in the chat? What's good with your Trick? What's good with your Trick in the building? Trick is considered the boxing oracle, y'all. He has asked me, I'm just gonna put it out there. Nick has asked me about certain fighters, and to be honest, I'm not a good conversationalist, right? I can carry on a dialogue, but I can carry on a monologue a lot better. But Trick is the plug when it comes to reaching out to these older fighters, you know, administrative logistics, and plugging them in with content creators that you see out here with these legends and these veterans and these old school OGs that boxed in the day. He's the plug for that. He should get his recognition. And you know, when it comes down to it, your Cash App should be blowing up. You know, when you getting these names and reaching out to these names. You know, certain people can call up these fighters and have a conversation to get them to come on the show. Not me. I mean, like, but hey, that's the oracle right there. Trick Noti, the oracle, goddammit. You know what I'm saying? Trick is the oracle. It's a more professional terminology than the plug. You know what I'm saying? I don't want him to be considered the plug, which is pretty much an informal like term that people may relate to the hood or something that's illegal or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I want to give him a little bit more professionalism. PBC has some great fights taking the ring this Saturday. Any upset alerts, Ennis will dominate. Nichols might give a little resistance to Boo Boo. What they saying is, Rashidi has a pretty tough opponent. Hey, Pop, you asked the question. Did you come back with it? I never heard of him. I thought you know. Hold up. You just asked me about a random fighter? Why, bro? Why'd you ask me about a random fighter, dog, that hasn't fought since 2013? I just want to know the purpose of you asking me about this guy. Is it something that I need to know besides him being an 8-time Muay Thai champion? I want to know what fascinated you enough to ask me about a kickboxer. I'm being real honest. I want to know because I just need some clarity. That's all. From what I get, Rashidi Ellis and Roymond Villa, it's supposed to be a pretty decent fight. And then, of course, you have Vito Mielnicki, who they're continuing to pace on this ladder. They was moving him pretty fast, man. I knew Vito when he was still in high school. Good dude, man. They moving him. They're pacing him a little bit now. He's going in there against Omar Rosales, and let's see how that works out. Shout out to Vito, man. Shout out to Vito. And this is at super middle? Damn, Vito done put on some... God damn, this is heavy. This is heavy, dog. Vito is at super... No, hell no. I'm looking at the super welterweight. Okay, I was just about to say. I was looking at Demetrius Andrade and Mon Nicholson. Okay, Vito is at super welter. I was just about to say, God damn, he put on some mad size, bro. I don't really see any upsets. I see Mia Ellis' opponent, Karen Doolin. She has like over 30 professional fights. Mia Ellis has 6. I'm keeping an eye on that fight. You know what I'm saying? 30 plus professional fights. Mia Ellis' opponent. Let's see how that work out, man. They say Killer B is looking exceptional for this fight, from what I heard off the Roz podcast. You know, that's Kenny Ellis' daughter. She's getting that training. But, you know, when it all comes down to it, Gervonta Davis is the headliner. And we definitely want to see him go in there and put on a show. Seriously. This is a 12-round main event. And, man, a lot of people are looking at this fight because unlike the welterweight division, it seems like it's a fight that's supposed to be scheduled after this fight. It seems like it's going to happen now for Mr. Capion, Ryan Garcia. So one Garcia at a time. You know what I'm saying? Gervonta says he's absolutely focused on Ryan. So let's just take this. You know, Hector Luis Garcia. Let's see Gervonta go to work. And then after the fight, let's see if we're able to get a big fight in April or May. You know what I'm saying? We're looking forward to see Gervonta Ryan Garcia. It was a point in time I wasn't even entertaining it. I was just looking at it like this dude's just a cap artist. He didn't want to implement his freaking status against Devin Haney. He's pretty much told people, get in contact with my attorneys. Man, he pulled out. He said he wanted Gervonta Davis. He pulled out of that fight. He said he was fighting Manny Pacquiao. Pulled out of that fight is mental health. I mean, he came back and he fought Emmanuel Targo. No one was really looking for that fight. Emmanuel Targo was just there and proved that he can survive. And then he went in there with Javier Fortuna. Javier Fortuna looked like he had been on a bread tasting freaking crusade. He came in there looking so doughy, looked soft like fresh dough. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't have a muscle, like he didn't work abs or nothing. So that's why he was tailor-made for Ryan Garcia to dig to the body with the hook. Disappointing you, Javier. You know damn well you wasted our time. You didn't come in there to fight. And I try to tell people, fights like this happens all the time in boxing. Trick does have a wrench, don't he? Trick don't have a wrench? I think you told me that before. Damn, Trick. Trick did have a wrench, dog. Look, I talk to Trick all the time, dog. You didn't even have a wrench. Damn, dog. That's crazy. You got one now, thanks to Bruce. That's why I don't know why they be messing with Bruce, man. You know what I'm saying? Any channel that has Bruce Goes blocked because the man is simply stating his opinion as if he haven't been living long enough and in the sport and attached to the sport of boxing as long as he's been. I don't know what to tell you. That's absolutely disrespectful as hell, man. You know how people say respect your elders? This plays an important role in how these damn youngsters, these young, idiotic, immature dudes on here want to dictate who goes to who's live, and I screenshot you over there. Dude, this man sit up here and talks and knows the history of the sport. But yet you mad because he's coming over to certain people's live streams and you don't like the host. You shouldn't like yourself, bro. That's not cool, man. Shout out to Bruce Gas Boxing, man. How old do you have to be before people understand that, yeah, it's going to be some things that's said from somebody who's lived longer than you, and he may put some comments in there that goes against what you think. It's just his opinion. But when I hear people blocking him from even being on his channel all because he's making a comment, an opinion, that's unacceptable, bro. That's unacceptable to the fullest, bro. That's juvenility, immaturity, man. That's ego. Y'all don't want to respect the elders, man. Y'all always talking about my age. Y'all can't respect the elders, bro. Bruce, I feel you. Look, Bruce, I feel you. You know what I'm saying? I feel your disappointment, man. As long as you've been on this earth and what you experienced and your travels, to get on the YTC and to be able to talk that talk with your travels in the sport of boxing, bro. To get people to say, no, Bruce. They try to do this to you, Bruce. Don't you dare. They be trying to damn wag the finger at Bruce. No. Damn, dog. That's crazy. Trick be getting them interviews. Hey, you know, I told him straight up, man. You know, he had told me way back, and he was telling me, hey, I got this guy, I'm talking to this guy. I just had stuff I had to take care of. I couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? Other people did it. Salute to them. I ain't mad at you. Fistiana said Trick knows he's a special person for what he's doing. No doubt. No doubt. You know what I'm saying? They look, Trick be over here, but ain't nobody gonna say nothing because they know he be getting them interviews. So I guess Trick has, you know, Wall Street to the point where they don't want to automatically block him for showing up because that's the plug. You know what I'm saying? But goddamn it, unblock Bruce Gas. You know what I'm saying? The man should have the right to voice his opinion, and your people leave him the fuck alone. You feel me? Yeah, Trick be, man, turning them channels on to a lot of fighters, man. You know what I'm saying? It's good these fighters are able to go out here and get this exposure. No doubt about it, man. Imagine doing all this, right? You boxing, you know, all these people cheering your name, and then when you hang up the gloves, the volume just automatically decrease, man. The buzz go away. The frenetic cheers from the crowd, it ain't there no more. And people just forget about you. Trick go over there and revitalize that shit. He called these fighters up, get them linked up with certain channels on the YTC, and get that interview, man. Great stuff. Great stuff. Salute Trick for that. Trick said, Fistiana beat Queen, thank you. I don't know if you meant to say fights. Okay. But Trick gave you a big shout out, Fistiana. And one thing I need to warn you, Fistiana, right? I need to let you know that certain channels do screenshot and try to hold you accountable. So if they try to bring you to the principal office, I just want to let you know ahead of time, I brief you, because they'll talk about how small my channel is, but somebody like yourself, is over here that you can be on other channels too. They try to screenshot and they might try to bring you to the principal's office and put you on in-house detention. I see a lot of people that's being locked up. You know what I'm saying? Like Akon saying, you know what I'm saying? I see a lot of people get locked up. They try to have people don't come over to my chat. But you seem like a strong woman who can think for herself, speak for herself, and everything. So it's all good. But shout out to Trick, bro. Pop said, I watched the video on him yesterday. He had almost 200 fights, 177 wins, 105 knockouts. It was strange that I have never heard of him before. I just thought you knew about him. No, I follow certain sports, but I don't know every world champion. In Muay Thai, it's just so many champions over there, man. Plus, he was from the Netherlands too. I never heard of the guy. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, I don't know. J. Ocho said, salute King Mitch. Jamal Neezy said, Buddy Man Crawford, conditioning is one of the biggest reasons why he would destroy EJ. Conditioning is a big deal, bro. That's what I'm telling you. Conditioning is a big deal. Like, let's just put it in perspective, right? When you're younger, you can go in there and lift heavy weight in the gym, right? Let's just say in your whole window of your 20s, your body recovers differently, really, really quick. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things you can get away with not stretching. Your body doesn't ache as much, So you can go in there and lift some heavy weight, get sore, build that muscle quickly, and you be able to recover without the and then you get in your 30s. You know what I'm saying? Your 30s, you still good. You still good a little bit. Your body takes a little bit more time to recover. You have to really make a decision in yourself. Say, okay, do I continue to lift the heavy weights? Because your body's conditioned to the heavy weights now. Your joints is basically acclimated to the heavy weights. But then when you get older, the recovery process takes a little longer. Let's just say you get injured. The injury takes a little bit longer to heal. You feel me? So the older you get, the more and more your body takes a little bit longer to get to that range what you're looking for that damn physical conditioning. Till you feel good, your body feels good. You know what I'm saying? Your cardio is there. And I tell people all the time, when you get older, stop lifting so heavy. Change it up. Change up your diet, and then just lift, medium weight, high reps. Do a little bit more sets to preserve your joints. Because I see people all the time, they're limping. People that's younger than me, they limping. They have knee problems, hip problems. You know what I'm saying? They have shoulder problems and elbow problems, wrist problems, all that. It's going to happen. The wear and tear of fitness and maintaining a healthy lifestyle in the gym or in a professional sport, the rigors and the miles that you put on your body, you can't transfer a body, man. You can get certain components transferred on your body, but sooner or later that component is going to remind you that it's not what you was born with. It's artificial. Real talk. Hyphy said, Bruce Gas, boxing jazz some more. Next, they're going to call you a racist. See, I wouldn't put it past them. But like I said before, when does it get to a point where you accept the older cats for what they're supposed to be out in real life? Like the way I was grew up, you know, the older cats, they may not knew everything, you know what I'm saying, what they was talking to you about. But some of the things they said, they've been around so long that something has to resonate with you. You have to listen to something. Something makes sense. Something clicks, dog. Everything elder says can't be wrong. It can't be wrong. You know what I'm saying? And people, if they would just say this, opinion is not based off fact. So when you have anybody that you disagree with stating an opinion, your reception to it shouldn't allow you to the mode on demand to the point where you just lose control. You just lose control of your composure. You just become erratic. Shouldn't be that way. Shouldn't be that way at all, man. And big shout out to the ones who tuned in today. You know, interacting with the live, the ones who left comments. That's what I tell people, man. You know, donate to the channel. This ain't easy. You know what I'm saying? Check the catalog out. Support my channel. You know, look, listen, I do support. I do appreciate those who donate to the channel. It tells me that I'm doing something right. But when you say right, it's above average right. You feel me? I have a lot that's out there when it comes to boxing. You know, worldcombatsports.com, have Facebook groups, my IG, my YouTube. All this stuff's built off the ground floor, not being attached to any group to build up my subscribers. Yeah, I'm gonna take shots. I didn't build up any group, you know, on the back of any group of their subscribers. All my shit is organic. Whoever subscribed, they subscribe. You know what I'm saying? But this is one thing I know for sure. And a lot that I know for certain. When I look at the big channels, right? And let's just say you have 100,000 subscribers. I look at how long you've been in existence in the YTC. How long? And then I say to myself, if that channel has been here over 10 years and they have 100,000 subscribers, I'm never making 100,000 subscribers. You feel me? Like, it takes work to get subscribers and everything to organically support you in the chat to your channel. Continue to show up on the regularity. And 1,000, I guarantee you half of that in your chat. I just want to put that out there. It's not 50,000 people in your chat, or else it'll be super chat after super chat, man. But I always show mad love to the ones who donate to the channel and donate to Cash App. So I'm not gonna browse to donate, but I will mention it. It's every right I should mention it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all already know. Shout out to the LAB, man. Lost Art Boxing. Q on deck, man. Salute to you, brother. What's good? What round will Hector Garcia get out? I don't know, man. It's hard to say. Like, you look at Tank Davis and you see how he fought Isaac Cruz, and then you look how he fought Rolly Romero, and you said, okay, let me try to gauge the offensive strategy that Hector Garcia is going to use against Tank Davis. Is he going to come out aggressively, or he's going to come out cautious enough to try to feel Tank out? Damn it. Pick your motherfucking poison, Tank. That's all I got to say, Garcia. You come out aggressive, you better be very well vigilant and aware of those counter shots that Tank land. They are absolutely vicious. I call him El Chin Checker for a reason. Dude is a savage, and God blessed him with absolute dynamite, both hands. I don't know. I don't know when Garcia is going out. Like, One thing I can say for sure, really, I didn't think he was going to knock this man out in the first round. But I did believe that some point in the fight, it was going to be a climactic moment, and it was going to be non-favorable of Rolly Romero. That's why I did, and it came in the 6th round. But when it comes down to it, Rolly told y'all he won all 6 rounds, y'all. So who am I to sit up here and dispute? And I apologize, man. I'm on a different computer setup. You know, Mitch said they got Brandon Lee on that slim slow since he got his ass dropped badly. I think he'll be all right. Super lightweight is a tough division. This is the way I look at it, Mitch. Like, these fighters are going to run into adversity. I like Brandon Lee, but a lot of these fighters, they have to be groomed exceptionally. You feel me? They have to be groomed and raised up. That's everybody. It's just a format of boxing, man. We got to learn to show these fighters a little bit more respect and don't just denigrate them, man. Just don't vilify the shit out of them when they face adversity. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's combat sports, man. Combat, you're going to run through adversity. For real, you're going to run through adversity. No doubt about it. You will pay for those. Wait, I know. What round will Hector Garcia get out? Weigh in? Don't know. Couldn't tell you that, Mitch. Couldn't tell you. W says, I'm in my late 40s. I'm a 21-year vet. I am the principal, but I have love for all. Okay? All right, I got you. You in your 40s. Enjoy them 40s. Salute to you, man. Appreciate your service. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? See, hey, I can tell you one conversation that I don't hear, right? Because I'm going to be petty. Yeah, I'm going to be petty, right? I bet when Fistiana come in there and start talking some boxing and it's a disagreement, they're going to say, oh, you goddamn old-ass vet. Take your old-ass service member looking ass on. They don't give you that same kickback and resistance they give me, Fistiana. They be, oh, I appreciate you, be giving self hugs. Hey, salute queen. Hey, but when they come over here, to WCS. Only time they goddamn use my service is when these hating ass jokers be coming over here trying to goddamn start some shit. You know what I'm saying? They be giving you a whole serenade, Fistiana. Look, they be giving you a whole serenade, sister, for real. Hey, calm down, man. Hey, don't be talking to her like that, man. Hey, respect. That's a vet right there. That's a vet, 21. That's a vet. Stop, man. What's wrong with y'all? Y'all better show some damn decency up in here. World Combat Sport. Man, what the... See, that's what I'm talking about. WCS, why are you over here? Old ass motherfucker, take your damn military ass. Take your old military ass back over there, dog. They be over here screenshotting people in my chat, man. All because I don't take no shit off these dudes, man. But I have enjoyed your company and appreciate letting me know you're a vet, man. Much respect to you. You don't see too many female vets, roaming around the YTC like that. I'm talking about retired vets, man. What you think on that Rashidi Boots fight? I have to see how he looks this weekend, Jay Ocho. You know what I'm saying? I have to see how he looks this weekend. And not so much Jaron Ennis, but Rashidi Ellis. Rashidi Ellis, look, he's one of those guys that didn't take a L, but he had a hiatus when he was going through some stuff. You feel me? Like, he had a hiatus just like Boots did. Boots and Rashidi pretty much had a hiatus where they wasn't really being talked about. Not until recently, Jaron released himself from Cameron Duncan and got out that legal situation with Victory Boxing Promotion, Chris Menendorf and all them cats. he started to spread his wings. You know what I'm saying? But let's also recognize something. I know some people over there has felt some type of way about WCS, right? But I must put it up there. You're supposed to go up from Sergey Lipinets. But instead, it went like that. I don't want to keep talking about it, but I'm giving him the same energy I gave fighters who was coming up the chain of command, and pretty much their resume was mediocre. It's a par. That's all. I'm not singling him out. He hasn't really fought nobody. Look, I know people are on the next best. He's a brother. He's a black fighter. Mad talented. Young in the game. I think he's 25. Got his pops. Has been grinding out in the trenches with him. Absolutely. Peep this, though. I am not giving him any more or less criticism that I give anybody else that's going up the chain of command in their career. Yeah, he may have 29 victories, but that's not a notable name. The reason why I can speak on it like that, because that's the same thing they be doing to Crawford. He's a 3-weight world champion, but they say he ain't did nothing. So it's hard to please these naysayers in boxing. It's hard to please them. You know, these boxers go out here and they go in fight camp. They get hit in the head. They're damaging and putting all them miles and wear and tear on their body, only to go into the ring for the naysayers to see them on one night. And their thought process is, looked okay. Looked all right, man. A little bit overhyped. I don't know, man. He ain't fought nobody. And then you start telling them, well, he has so-and-so on his resume. Who is that? He ain't fought nobody. Well, he has that guy. Man, please, ain't nobody know him, man. But they undefeated, though. Oh, man, everybody has an O. Who did he fight? So fighters build up their record to get recognition. And according to who they fight, it depends on who that person fought and who that person fought. That's where we at with it when it comes to criticism and debates and all that. Who did he fight? Who did Sean Porter fight? Errol. Sean Porter, look, in recent memory, Sean Porter didn't fight nobody else except Errol Spence when it comes to Crawford. Errol Spence on his record, he made him quit, but he wasn't the same when Errol Spence beat him. Both fighters ended the fight on their feet. Sean Porter wasn't the same when Errol Spence beat him. A split decision win, but he wasn't the same though. You remember in the 11th round he got knocked down? Oh man, he almost ended his life, dog. But they won't talk about Broner dropping Sean Porter. They won't talk about that. That doesn't matter. They don't want to talk about that. Crawford could do no right. Hector Garcia coach is overconfident in his fighter. He's sounding like Ugas, trainer before his eye bled for 40 days at 40 nights. Oh man, Ugas, listen to me, son. You're a good person, man. I've seen Ugas. Look, I've probably seen Ugas more in person at fights than I've seen any other fighter. And I'll take that back. No, I don't. At fights, yeah. I was gonna say Deontay Wilder would be more, but no. I've seen him at fights more than any other fighter. But anyway, Ugas received the orders, in my opinion. Anybody who listens to the channel understands where I'm going with it. He received the orders, in my opinion. Shout out to Ill Status Boxing on deck, man. Well, let me set it straight. We love your channel, bro. So support the channel, people, please. I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that, man. We'll talk. I appreciate it. Because like Showtime said, it gets to a point where I cover boxing, MMA, and BJJ and all that, right? I've covered all those shows and I speak on it time to time, but primarily I speak on boxing. But I covered the sports the same. I don't know everything there is about boxing because I'm over here looking at mixed martial arts stuff. I'm keeping abreast on what's going on over there. You know what I'm saying? I posted the Phil Baroni situation. You know what I'm saying? With him being locked up for murdering his wife. I used to watch Phil Baroni. You know what I'm saying? I used to watch Phil Baroni. Real talk. Like, damn. I was just on record talking about domestic violence. These fighters are being damaged, bro. You know what I'm saying? You heard Coach Wade talk about CTE. The damage that you receive in CTE and you continue in the fight game, it doesn't improve. It doesn't improve. You can't have a concussion and continue to fight because you want to you get paid. And then while people are not seeing you behind the scenes and you up there seeing lights and you falling asleep for no reason and you having short-term memory loss. And then they got to give you brain food to help you think and be more orientated. You know what I'm saying? To lock everything in so you can be receptive to the information you're receiving. Because in boxing, you got to know how to respond. If you can't pull the trigger, you're going down. But Ill Status, I appreciate you, brother, with the $10 super chat on deck, man. Appreciate you, Ill Status, for the damn donation, brother. Much appreciated. Shout out to Jay Ocho on deck with the $5 super chat to WCS, man. Appreciate you there, Jay Ocho, man. Let me look on. I don't know what to do. It's certain people that I had to go through because people was down blocking some of my people. And I had to then do a sanitation. I had to do some sanitation on my damn wrenches and then resupply. So some of y'all that didn't have wrenches, man, that had them before, it's only because I went through and wiped them clean to try to find out who's the perpetrator. You feel me? Big shout out to the donators today. The supporters, rather. Not the donators, the supporters. Brandon Lee will be played for some real soon. They say the same thing about everybody. They say about Javante. They said about Bud, Spence, Devin. You know what I'm saying? Benavidez. Both Charlos. Elvis Rodriguez will probably beat Lee right now. Damn. Shout out to Elvis Rodriguez, man. Jay Ocho mentioned your name there, Rodriguez. He knows a point in time when I used to watch you, and I say, damn, is he going to make it? Is he going to be super special? And then you just got outboxed. I mean, you got your ears outboxed, man. Left them on the canvas. And you've been out of sight, out of mind since then. So I know you out there building back up. I get it, bro. But damn, man, you had so much potential. And you just ran into it, man. It was almost like what we seen happen to Michelle Rivera, bro. It just seems like everything was going great. Like with him coming up, even though his competition was still subpar, so to speak, basic. Man, he got outboxed by Frank Martin. Bad. Frank Martin was spinning that dude like a top. I hate when trainers get beside themselves. Mother said Hector was the real fighter of the year. Not off a win versus slightly overhyped Colbert. He did win a title. Okay. Speaking of Garcia fight of the year. First of all, it's not too many of us that was looking at Roger Gutierrez as being this phenomenal name for you to step in the ring with. And we were saying, you know what? Hector Garcia, he's not going to beat Roger Gutierrez. He's not going to do it. That's not what we was thinking. I don't care how much alcohol might have been in our systems. If it was happy hour on a Thursday or Friday, and we was talking boxing, that name didn't sit here and pique our interest. I'm just being honest with you there, Hector Garcia. But when you stepped in there with Chris Colbert, one thing we knew as boxing fans is that Chris Colbert was trying to build up and solidify his status as one of the next best. That's what he was trying to do. He was attempting to solidify his status. He failed. He failed. And I can tell you over here, WCS, one of the reasons why Chris Colbert failed. First of all, he was black, right? Hold on. Hold on. He was a black man who allowed somebody to make him a costume and being the first black Tetris ever in combat sports. Look, we know Sean Porter has fucked around and put us back decades when it comes to dressing. I mean, he became the first black Green Goblin, Leprechaun, whatever. He wore the green suit, big ass hat. Chris Colbert was the first Mr. Tetris. This dude had a uniform that had every freaking color in the crayon box that you could imagine. And he thought he was going to come into the ring that night and those colors was just going to be blinking off the lights and he was going to get a win? Fuck no. No. Who said that shit was fashionista? Nobody said that shit was fashionable. That was one of the most ugliest uniforms I ever seen in my life. And with that alone, that's why you lost, Chris. Real talk. All the energy coming from those multiple colors depleted you, had you disorientated out there. You couldn't think for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You really didn't want to dig deep down into it. Life or death and take that risk. You said that at one point, like when you got knocked down, it was survival from then on. Like you didn't want to get knocked out. I feel you. That's what them lights do to you. You know what I'm saying? Them lights was blinking on you, Chris. And you was like, oh shit, what are these punches? Oh shit, what? You know what I'm doing? Like he couldn't find out what was going on. It's just like Errol Spence was talking, how he sit at a stoplight and he see all these lights and he think a car is hitting him and shit like that. Chris Colbert pretty much ran into the same thing with that damn outfit he had. Don't ever wear an outfit like that. You know what I'm saying? Unless you decide to change your complexion like Sammy Sosa, goddammit. Don't ever do the brothers like that again, Chris. Don't ever wear a uniform with that many colors again, bro. Don't do it. Boots is a great fighter and subpar record. That's it. I disagree, Pop. This is why I disagree, right? This is why I disagree. When you add an R, right, and an EAT instead of GOOD, you have to understand one thing. You separate where his status as a fighter. Good can be considered basic, average, but great is considered above average. I don't see Boots as being great. Now, are you talking about the eye test? He hasn't did anything. Like the eye test, he passed the eye test. But to say that man is great at this juncture in his career is absurd. He's working to be great. He isn't great yet. He's great when it comes to the eye test, no doubt about it. I give him that. But when we're talking about his credentials, his boxing ledger, his achievable badges that he's earned throughout his career, all 29 of them, there's no medal of honor that stands out. There's no star on his chest plate to say that fighter right there was one of the best, and he stepped up to the plate and he got it done. That fighter right here, yeah, those are the stars we look at on. He's not there yet. He will though. He will, no doubt about it. Hey, Boots is the truth, man. He's future, but he ain't fought nobody right now. He ain't fought nobody. Everybody who spar him say, hey, he the truth. You know what I'm saying? He has levels. Real talk. I haven't met one fighter that sparred Boots and didn't give him his credit and give him his just due. They give him his just due. CMD Boxing Reports, what's good? So let me check this out. CMD said the LGBTQ community found those rainbow colors that Chris Colbert was rocking fashionable. Look, it was just, when you think of the rainbow, right? You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about TLC, all right? It was some colors missing to consider it a rainbow. Like, this is straight up Tetris, bro. It was straight up Tetris. He had shit on his gloves, on his damn trunks. Man, it was just too many fucking colors. Now, in order for it to be the rainbow, you got to throw in the neon colors now. That's where we go a little bit far. You got to throw in the neon. The neon yellow, neon green, pink. You gotta throw the pink in there, bro. You gotta throw in the neon colors, the shit that blinds you. See, Chris went in there with some of the basic colors. You know what I'm saying? Red, green, blue. He gave you the basic red, green, blue. And he put them in little squares. I don't know what he was thinking. I know he used to color his hair and shit, right? You know, he colored his hair different colors, but that suit was atrocious. Atrocious, man. Colbert literally got his skirt lifted by Hector Garcia. I have to agree with you, bro. I have to agree. It did happen. It went down. I have to agree with you. And the reason why Mitch said what he said, because there was an culminating point, y'all. A culminating point where Chris Colbert said, I didn't want to get knocked out. Marilyn Monroe, the skirt was blowing up in the motherfucker. Real talk, skirt blowing up in the sky, dog. When you talked as much shit as you did at the presser, and he go putting them paws on you, pop, 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 and then you turn around and you say, well, as boxers, it get to a point in the fight where we gotta fight smart. We gotta be smart, and we gotta come back to fight another day. At that point in time, he was putting them paws on me so much to the point where I had to make a decision. And that decision was, do I go for broke? Because I don't think I can knock this dude out. I'm not too sure of my power. Do I go for broke? And then you have to make the command decision, say, no, I can't go for broke, and I can't knock this dude out, and I don't want to get knocked out. So I'm in survival mode right now. And at least I earned a little bit more respect for Chris Colbert off that fight, because he pretty much told what was in his heart. He put it out there. I got to respect that man for saying, you don't want to get knocked out. I have to respect him for that. Shout out Big Blunts, man. And I'm about to go check out my guy, Coach Malachi, man. You know what I'm saying? It's been almost 2.5 hours. You already know it's been a pleasure, man. Listen, I might start coming on live a little bit more and chopping it up with y'all. You know what I'm saying? People was thinking, you saw all the war wounds I got right here and shit. You know what I'm saying? All my war wounds and shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. People thought I was doing live streams from hospice care or whatever. Oh, see, no cap. You know what I'm saying? I always got to put that out there. All mine. Thank you, Pop. Thank you. I might come on live stream just a little bit more. You feel me? Talk to the WCS supporters, man. I have to come up with a name. I need to come up with a name. You know what I'm saying? Special Forces or something. WCS Special Forces. I got to come up with a name like the Mac Mob. Mac Mob got the Wolf Pack. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta get with the program, man. I gotta come up with a name for the chat, for the supporters. You know what I'm saying? I gotta separate them from me, from my channel. They gotta be a whole nother tactical unit, goddammit. You feel me? But hey, I'm about to go over here and listen to Coach, man. True Media Today, USA Boxing USA, USA Boxing. man, go show your support for Coach, man. Go show your support for Shaw News Showtime. You know what I'm saying? The Sauce Experience. Go check him out. Sub to these people. I don't know if Fistiana Boxing has a channel, but much appreciated you pulling up to the chat today. You're always welcome. Y'all definitely check her out. Go check out Lost Art of Boxing, the LABQ. Check out the OG, the triple OG, Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. Go check him out, man. Go check out his channel. You know what I'm saying? Go check out these people, man. Until next time, man, y'all turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports, man.